viewers, and welcome to the maiden edition of the Mrs. Amma Show. I am super pumped about this. I have been wanting to do vlogs for a very long time. Some of my subscribers, reached out to me asking that I do vlogs on some of the topics that I talk about, and for some reason I just either didn't have the time, or I didn't have the equipment, or just whatever else. But finally I told myself, you need to go for it. They're requesting for it, you need to give them what they want. So I am super pumped. The show, so the Mrs. Amma Show, it's going to be broken up into two segments. There's going to be a finance segment, sort of like a money talk segment, that's what I'll call it. And then there's also going to be a career development segment, or kind of like a let's talk career segment. And both of those are along the themes or the same lines as my blog. So if this is your first time on the, tuning into the Mrs. Amma Show, welcome. It is based off of a blogging website which I developed and created, where I seek to empower everyone, where I seek to provide useful tips and advice on how to develop ourselves career-wise, or how to boost our careers to attainable heights. And then everything in the realm of personal finance, so how to boost our finances, how to kick bad debt to the curb, how to build sustainable wealth and generate sustainable savings. I am super excited for this opportunity, and I thank you, my viewers, I thank you, my subscribers, for giving me this opportunity. You will not be disappointed, and get ready for the ride. So this maiden edition, or this maiden episode, is going to be about how to boost our career. This is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I mean, if you go back and ask my family or my friends, right from my college days, I've always been one to encourage people to know the right things to say, to get people on the right track when things seem to be falling off the rails. So this is really great. And I got an email from a young subscriber of mine the other day, and she was asking, if she's very new in her job. I think she's only been there for about a year and a half or so, a fresh, recent graduate, and she pretty much wanted me to do a vlog on, how can she boost her career. She sees herself in 5 years. Yes, she sees herself in a managerial position in 5 years. I mean, can you beat that? But she's asking, or she's requesting that I give her some tips on how she can get there in 5 years from now. So things that she can start to work on in her career to get to that managerial level in, between 3 to 5 years. And which is great. I mean, that is, like I said, that's right down my alley. As a way of introduction, for those of you who don't know me, I am a CPA, a certified public accountant. I've been studying, living and working here in New York City for a while now, for about 7 years, and I've been in the working as a finance professional for about 15 years now. So it is, I've seen my career grow astronomically. I've seen, very rapid career progression, and these are some of the tips I want to share with you. Now, it doesn't matter what level you're in your career. These tips are pervasive, cuts across professions. So you could be working in the engineering field, you could be working as a medical doctor, you could be working as a finance analyst, you could be working as an engineer. It really doesn't matter. It also does not matter what level you're on. I mean, all that is required is you fine-tune these tips based on the level that you are. So the tips, maybe so if you're an entry level, finance analyst, there are ways you would develop your mentorship relationship, for example, than if you're at a more advanced level. So it cuts across professions. It also cuts across levels, because the key to it is not profession driven, but it is a mindset, and it's attitude based. So without further ado, I'm just going to delve right into it. The first key that I would give, or the first tip that I would give on how to boost your career, is get a mentor. Get a mentor. If you do not already have a mentor, get one. If you have a mentor, enhance the relationship. Getting or having a mentor or going into a mentorship relationship is critical. I cannot stress this enough for various reasons. I'm just going to give you two of the reasons. There are all advantages to having a mentor. I am yet to see or hear of a demerit, to being in a mentorship relationship. So who's a mentor? A mentor is someone who is preferably quite senior in your organization, preferably works in your organization, and preferably is not in your department. So you having your boss as a mentor is a no-no. So you don't want your boss as a mentor. Neither do you want, someone who's maybe your boss's friend who works in the same department as your mentor. The whole idea is to have someone who is in your department and who has pull and a level of influence, but who is also objective enough to help you develop your ideas, help you enhance your ideas, your aspirations, can listen to you objectively and help you fine-tune them. So it is key. Some people tell me, yeah, Mrs. Amma, of course I have a mentor. I mean, I really look up to my dad. He's done wonderful things. He's a brave man. Some would tell me, oh, I look up to my auntie, she's great, she does great things. And that's fine. But I always advocate trying to get a mentor outside of family. You can have 3-4 mentors, that's fine, because they each serve their own purpose. But you want to get outside of family, you want to get a mentor, again, preferably in your organization, who's got some level of influence and who is preferably not within your department. The second key reason of getting a mentor is this person can advance your interests. So what do I mean by that? He or she could be in a meeting with other senior, level executives, and maybe in that meeting, they're all talking about or trying to discuss, who are some of the high potentials in our company? How can we give such high potential employees the opportunity? And all of a sudden, your mentor could just get up and say, hey, you know what? There's this girl that I mentor, this, guy that I mentor, he's doing great things. He has all these ideas. I think we should give him a chance. I mean, where else are you ever going to get such exposure? Where else is someone ever going to advocate for you like that if you don't have a mentor? I mean, it is crucial. I've applied it in my career. I've always had mentors. At a point, I even had 2 mentors, professional mentors. And it's like I said, they're all advantages, and I am yet to hear of a disadvantage. So that's one. The second tip is take ownership of your work. Again, this is another one where when I tell, people that I coach or mentor or even friends, take ownership. Of course, I take ownership of my work. I mean, I do the job. No one else does it. That's not what I mean. Yes, you do the job. You are paid to work. You're paid to do the job. So that's not what I mean. What I mean by taking ownership is, do not let your supervisor chase you for a status update on whatever task you've been assigned. So if you've been assigned a task with maybe a 5-day deliverable, every day at the end of the day, provide your supervisor a status update on that task. Your supervisor should never chase you or request for a status update. Does not tell well on you. So taking ownership just means you are in full control of your task. You know the issues that are cropping up. You know what's going on. You start to think of ways to resolve, issues or provide solutions. And you have that one-on-one interaction with your supervisor regarding that task. Just bouncing, brainstorming with him, bouncing your ideas off of him, and just providing a status. Oh, you know what, Bob? I am 80% done with this task, and these are some of the issues I am running into, but this is what I intend to do, and these are some of my thoughts on how we can tackle them. What are your thoughts? it goes a long way. It tells the supervisor that you you know what you're doing and you're dedicated to the job. So that's key. Take ownership of your job. The third piece of advice is network, network, network. So, granted, some people are better at networking than others, and it could be due to whatever reason. Maybe you're shy, you're just more reserved, or you're introverted. So you're not. You're really not. You just rather just keep to yourself. That's fine. But what I would advise is that you find the time, or maybe find a way to introduce networking into your sphere of activity. It is crucial. If there is an office party, or there's a Christmas party, or there's like a fundraising event, that your company has organized, go for those events. Don't shun those events, except you absolutely cannot make it, due to some prior commitments that you already made. But if you're free and available, attend such events. I mean, where else will you have, all of the senior level executives come together at once under one roof? It is at such company events. Summer picnic parties, Christmas parties, holiday parties, fundraising events. I mean, these are wonderful opportunities for mixing, mingling, getting to know your peers, getting to know people in other departments, getting to know senior executives in other departments. I mean, you never can tell who might know what and what opportunity may arise just from doing this. And when you go to such events, it is key that you network. Don't go and sit at the bar and hug the bar, just drinking 10 to 15 bottles of beer. No, that is not networking. You go get a drink, whatever it is, right? And you go around and work the room, basically. It is key. The fourth tip is have a positive attitude. I don't, if I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10 between what's more crucial, this or getting a mentor, I would say this. So, ever heard of the 80-20 rule? I'm sure we all have. When you applied for your job and you interviewed for your job, you probably got the job based on your technical skills. So the interviewer or your supervisor interviewed you, or if you had a panel of interviewers, they interviewed you, asked you the technical questions, maybe some behavioral questions, but overall they felt, okay, yes, we should hire you because you've got the technical skills to do the engineering job, or you've got the technical skills to be an accountant, or you've got the technical skills, to be a financial analyst. Once you're in the company, the technical skills and the technical expertise, that's 20%. 20%. The remaining 80% is all attitude driven. So let me paint a picture, or let me put it into context. Have you ever worked with, and I'm sure we all have, because I have, worked with a person or maybe a group of people, but usually it's one person, who is just such a party pooper, just exudes so much negativity, just gossips, about other people, is not willing to lend a hand, does not stay beyond, if it's a 9 to 5, does not stay beyond 5 o'clock, to get any deliverables done, even when he or she sees that other people are still at work trying to get work done, does not interact with anyone, does not go for office parties, just really doesn't do anything, other than just his or her call work. Talk about someone putting a damper on your mood, so much so that I would rather just avoid that person altogether. You want to be known as the opposite. So you want to be known as someone who is a go-getter, someone who is always willing to help, get job done. Someone that reaches out to the supervisor when, if you've got time on your hands, either you finish the task early or you're waiting on some other person to get you deliverables in order for you to, get your deliverables done. go reach out to your supervisor. Just ask if that you've got time on your hands and if there's anything you can take off his or her plate. I mean, he or she would be super excited about this and will remember. People remember good deeds. Just as people, never forget negative people, the opposite is also true. People never forget good deeds and good things. So always have a positive attitude. The fifth point is seek out ways to enhance yourself professionally. So if your profession, and most days, these days, most professions have professional organizations or professional designations. So, for example, I'm an accountant and finance by training, and upon graduation, I started working, and very shortly after, I sat for the certified public accounting exam, so the CPA exam, and became certified. So seek out ways to just boost yourself professionally. If you work a lot with Excel and you think your Excel skills are a bit rusty, take out an Excel course. Go study, sit for an Excel course, like half a day or maybe a few hours a day. It will go a long way. So just seek out ways to develop yourself professionally. Alright guys, so that's really it, and I'm just going to recap the 5 tips on how to boost your career. The first one is get a mentor. If you don't have one, get one. If you have one, enhance the relationship. The onus is on you in a mentorship relationship to ensure that you're meeting regularly with your mentor. So it's no use having a mentor if you meet once in 6 months or maybe once a year. It really doesn't do you any good. Try to meet up regularly, maybe once a month, once in 6 weeks, and try to keep the discussions going. So get a mentor. Number 2 is have a positive attitude. Key. You want to be known as a team player. Have a positive attitude. Number 3 is take ownership of your work. Don't let your supervisor chase you or your boss chase you for a status update. Does not tell well. Just don't even do it. Like, don't even think about doing it. That's just bad. I don't like it when my subordinates do that to me. It's just bad business sense. 4 is network. Don't shun Christmas parties or office parties or picnics or fundraising events. Go to those things. They give you the opportunity to meet people you would ordinarily not meet, or senior level executives you would ordinarily not meet on a daily basis. So go for those things. And then 5, just seek out ways to enhance yourself professionally. Set you apart in the marketplace. If anything, it makes you more marketable. So why not do it? Enhance your Excel skills, enhance your computer skills, get certified. If you're an engineer, for example, go sit for the professional engineering designation. Key. You just become more marketable. Alright guys, so with these 5 tips, I hope that these are tips that we can apply in our careers. I have applied them. I continue to apply them, and they have helped me. I mean, it's not an exhaustive list, but these by far have helped me grow in my career beyond leaps and bounds. I mean, I can guarantee it, and I would love to hear from you if you apply any of these 5 tips and the kind of results that you saw. Or I'd also like to hear from you if there's some other tips that you have employed in your career and how those tips propelled you to greater heights. So until we meet on the next episode of the Mrs. Amma Show, the career segment, I say go out there and give it your 110%. You stay well.